be expressed as love for the sake of kindness, such as how you conduct business with a smile, are not miserly in dealing with people, and will give more than what is paid for. Recall that a smile given freely is an act of charity. Don't smile because you want to flirt and hope to gain the attention or lust of another. Smile because you want to be sure the person receives at least one act of kindness in the day. When the end of the day comes and we reflect on it, those moments when people smile to us, were kind to us out of the goodness of their hearts, or were generous in business, are those who we remember fondly and warmly. Think of how tremendous this is for Muslims to share to everyone. We should be known for what our religion teaches, so spread love to all you encounter. And we'll be right back with this station identification.
DWDD, Armed Forces Radio, 1134 kilohertz, broadcasting from Campo Aguinaldo, Quezon City.
Ang himpilang ito ay bahagi ng Civil Relations Service, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ang DWDD, Armed Forces Radio, ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Ang oras po ay 7:30 ng gabi.
Bagong programa sa bagong DWDD, 1134 sa pinsanan ng mga radyo. Tunay na tagapagtaguyod sa adikaing Pilipino.
And welcome back to the message. As I say, tonight we're talking about love in Islam, and like the intermission music says, only fear your Lord Allah. And by fearing Allah, we fear Him with respect, with love and admiration, as you do with your parents. You fear your father out of love and admiration, not out of fear of punishment. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the message of love, peace, and mercy through the most perfect of His creations, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. As we mentioned before the break, we should spread the love of Islam to everybody that we encounter by being kind to them throughout the day. Everyone that you encounter should see a smile on your face, and everyone that you speak to should have a kind word on. You should present a kind word on your lips. Now, the brotherhood of Islam is much deeper than the brotherhood of man. As Muslims, we should love one another simply because of the confession, La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah, and nothing else. That one tie binds us together as bearers of the true message of Allah. We should love each other enough to remind one another in a kind tone and in gentle ways that there are incorrect in worship or life choices. We should love each other enough to recognize that there are multiple paths along the straight way of Allah, and just because someone's sect of Islam is different from yours does not mean that it is less correct. We should love each other in the brotherhood of Islam so that we do not care about race, tribe, nation, or status of birth. Far too much time is wasted with Muslims arguing among themselves, fighting over whose imam is more superior, instead of recognizing that both imams are saying the same things, just in different ways. Far too much time is wasted with Muslims clinging on to worldly identity and hating another Muslim because of his nation or tribe or the color of his skin. We are Muslims. We are forgiven, and we should forgive one another for any differences and embrace and learn from one another. Remember that Allah has said, "Behold, I have created you as tribes and nations, so that you may know and love one another and not despise one another." There is so much that you can learn from each other in this world. There are experiences and knowledge that an American has that a Filipino does not have. Likewise, there are experiences and knowledge that a Filipino has that an American does not have. There are customs and wisdom given to Tausug that Maranao do not have, just as there are customs and wisdom passed down to the Maranao that the Tausug do not have. The experiences of a convert to Islam are different from those experiences of born Muslims. Both can learn from each other. All can learn from each other, and none are superior to one another. Recall that a believer is not superior to any other believer except in piety of worship. Love one another in the way of Allah and gain the reward much greater than all the roses and balloons and candy-filled hearts in the world. Gain paradise. Remember to love Allah above all for what He has given us. Allah reminds us in a hadith al-Qudsi, "O my servants, I have made unlawful oppression upon myself, and I have made it unlawful between you. So do not oppress each other. O my servants, all of you are astray except the ones whom I have guided. So seek my guidance, and I will guide you. O my servants, all of you are naked except those of you whom I have clothed. So seek clothing from me, and I will clothe you. O my servants, all of you are hungry except those of you whom I have fed. Seek food from me, and I will feed you. O my servants, you make errors in the night and the day, and I forgive all sins. Seek forgiveness from me, and I will forgive you. O my servants, you will never be able to harm me, and you will never be able to benefit me. O my servants, if the first of you, and the last of you, and the jinn from among you, and the men from among you were to stand as one man among you, that would never take away from my majesty one bit. If you were to fear Allah as the best among you, that would not increase my majesty any. O my servants, if the first of you, and the last of you, and the jinn among you, and the men among you were to perform the worst forms of crimes, that will not decrease from my majesty any. O my servants, if the first of you, and the last of you, the jinn of you, and the men of you were to stand on one side and ask me, I will give each one of you what you ask, and still this will not decrease from my majesty. This will not decrease from my majesty as if you dip a needle into water. Everything that is good in this world, and everything that is good in this religion of Islam, all the acts of worship are for our benefit. It is all a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, cherisher, and sustainer of all worlds. Embrace the religion He has commanded. In the Qur'an, the final revealed verse, He says, I have not created. On this day I have perfected for you your religion and have chosen Islam as your way of life. Also in the Qur'an He states, I have not created mankind and jinn except to worship me. This is the meaning of life, folks. Far too often people, philosophers and religious men from all different walks sit and ponder and wonder, what's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of life? And here in the Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, all of humanity, all of the jinn, all who are on this earth, everything that He has created, He is telling us, plain and simple, I have not created mankind and jinn except to worship me. This is the meaning of life. And you say, what? I'm only to worship? No. worship of Allah.